Maharaj was always a Seva, Seva, Seva. Seva to the Vaishnava, Guru Seva. When the Guru says, do this, help this one, then that is Seva. It's not, say, being living outside life and coming and giving something to living. That is not true. It's when there's something completely guided, completely engaged, and completely engaged, that is the thing. 24 hours a day engaged in the mind. The body needs to rest, the body rest. But it has to be sanctioned by a higher level. And it's not like this. We're the most fortunate. Brahma Maharaj, completely strengthened us, Sri Govinda Maharaj. That is a complete specialty of Sri Maharaj. So I got the things together just like the magnifying lens, you know. I know that the person of Maharaj, with all my capacity, but the most serving attitude in my heart, you know, then Govinda Maharaj is going to lead this, and of course, to the Maharaj. Please, how I came to know Sri Maharaj is because I was praying on that evening. Prophet Guru, for me, that I can really understand what is Bhakti Yoga, what is the message of Prabhupada has come to the West to hear. I was praying to him and to Bhakti Yoga. And I cannot imagine there's only one. So in Maharaj, and that is it. There's one for Maharaj out there. But you tell me, where should I go? And you kind of need to when Sri Maharaj was to leave his body, I was praying to him. Sri Maharaj, I'm just no one. I got no relation, I don't know anything about Bhakti Yoga. Please guide me to the one that will really teach me your move, because I knew that from the days of Govinda Maharaj time that it's still guiding me to Sri Maharaj, and there's no. But from now on, you're like intimate associates for a long time. Yeah, 18. It's like Shiksha. It's the good detectives. Sometimes I don't see him for months, but every time I connection and once I'm going out, I know that he got it. And he did it. So Christian, going back to him, and all this energy is empowered in the Maharaj. It's allowed. I was actually very good at thinking very hard. My name, and I'm going to video cassette. Anybody? No, we are on the high. Like that, and like what you know, but you share with them, never did question. So, like, before we doing this shooting, I would like to ask your name.
Yes. My name is Ananta Krishna Das from Hungary.
Is that similar with Krishna? There's some parallels?
No, nothing. I think I get this name from Srila Guru Maharaj because of what does that mean, this name? Ananta means unlimited.
Right.
Krishna means Krishna, and
right.
Das means servant of the unlimited Krishna.
Oh my God. Now, you involved somehow, rather, I'm not sure, you're involved with the printing of Srila Maharaj's book.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about?
Yeah, how this, you know, we have now publishing class called Sweet Water. Sweet water means Edeshvis in Hungary. Sweet water means Hapanya. Guru Maharaj appeared in Hapanya, where we were yesterday.
Right.
Hapanya is the sweet water where Guru appeared. And do you know, in the Sri Guru and his grace, there is written, there is the sun, is Krishna.
Right.
The lotus is disciple, and the water is Sri Guru. Without the water, Krishna, the sun, can burn the lotus, the disciple. It means without the relationship, the connection with Sri Guru, very dangerous even the relationship with Krishna.
Right.
So Guru, the water, is supplying, feeding, nourishing the lotus, also taking care of and protect from different things.
Right.
So that is a very perfect explanation and symbol of these three things: God, Guru, and disciple. That's why we have our logo, the lotus, and our name is Edashvis. Edash means Sri Guru.
Right.
So when before Edashvis, I published the Search for Sri Krishna Reality, the beautiful in Hungarian language. Guru Maharaj in 88 passed away. And with my son, Adhirendra Prabhu, we thought we must immediately do something for Srila Guru Maharaj. So then he thought, what we can do? We went on Sankirtan, collect money, everything. But what they have to do? And that was December, Christmas time. And my son thought, let's print a book. And we would like to make it for Godpurnim time. What is it was 89, 22nd, 22 of March. And I thought, it's impossible to make a book for such a short way. We didn't even translate it. And it's all, Peter, Father, you can do, you are able to do. And I thought, do you think? And I said, yes, definitely. You are who can. And we did it.
Okay.
And I'm very proud of it.
And from now on, you're publishing many, many different books, not only children's.
Yeah, that was the first. That was the first book, The Search for Sri Krishna Reality, the beautiful. And then I realized if I will continue in this way, the book company will go bankrupt.
Right.
Because you cannot sell only spiritual books.
Right.
Then I published Past Lives, Future Lives, Ayurveda, The Science of Self-Healing. Different, very positive, New Age esoteric books.
Right.
And then different series was growing up. Natural healing, reincarnation, UFO stories, message from ancient time, and so on and so on. And then suddenly, one by one, our series was growing. And now we have 145 books.
Right.
By the grace of Guru Maharaj.
Right.
All is selling well. We have 2 bookstores.
Right.
20 other franchising systems, and we have a wholesaler place and a mail order branch. So the company is doing well. And also we have a company at printing publishing house in Santa Cruz called Ananta Printing, not because of my name.
Right.
That was a strange arrangement. It was previously given that name to them and just entered with my service to support it.
Okay. And now let me ask you a question. You're publishing so many books, and you're a very social person, and many devotees, they're very straight to bad association. How you, with your devotional and with your, let's say, material activities, how you just combinated these two things?
It's very simple. Actually, Guru Maharaj representing Sri Chaitanya Maharaj. And Mahaprabhu was the person who embraced those who has leprosy. Mahaprabhu embraced the most fallen souls, the most. Nitai asked Mahaprabhu, please, be very nice with Jagannath Vallabha. He really cared him. I mean, he would make terrible things with him. So Nitai and Nimai, Lord Nityananda and Lord Mahaprabhu is the ocean of nectar, Dayan. They are the ocean of nectar. They are the ocean of mercy.
Right.
Nectar means mercy. They are the ocean of mercy. They are graceful with any living being. What to speak about then the environment? The environment is perfect, Guru Maharaj used to say. If our views is proper, then the environment is perfect. So we must love everything and everything till one point. Of course, we are looking for the association of Vaishnavas, but that doesn't mean that the regular audience, we are not very kind and nice.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, this is being one of the major problems in Turkish society, that they were, even with themselves, they weren't so, I would say, ecstatic, but they were very much cursed of all others. Now, with the teachings of Govinda Maharaj, the mainly teaching this conception of giving respect to other people.
Exactly.
Do you think we have a brighter future?
Yes, definitely. If we are developing in us this mood of association with anyone, Trinadapi Surintena Tarurapisha Isnuna Amani Namana Dena Yurtanya Ori. It will be more humble than a blade of grass, more forbearing like it, least, and give honor to everyone. Give tolerance, he will be tolerant with everybody. He's all the living being, even with the killer, without expecting to have back anything for us. Then we will be qualified to chant the name of Hari. That is the most brilliant teachings. And this is the introduction of Mahaprabhu.
Well, you just remind me of the verse of your tape. What can you tell me about the new tape?
That is.
You also singers are like.
I know actually. I'm trying to learn a little in a different way, but how this tape, this cassette appeared, it's a miracle for me, and it's true that miracle can happen anytime, any minute with us. Real miracle. What is real miracle? Not that someone going and walking on the water. That is mystical. That is so many people can do with some training. But who can do that from what Mahaprabhu is doing? That 24 hours serving, quality service, providing to Lord Krishna. That was Mahaprabhu's teaching when he came to earth. He showed by example how he's serving 24 hours his Lord and tasting them by that nectar and distributing it to others. If we are serving properly to our Srila Guru Maharaj, Sri Guru and Gauranga, definitely must come with support from spiritual life and to let us enter to the plane of Seva, service. And then everything can be with us. Everything can be. We would like to get anything, we will get it. Or our serve.
Now, are you planning to visit Russia?
Yeah, I would like to visit. Russia is one of my favorite places. I would like to go there. When we will finish this, it's coming back to that cassette.
Right.
The cassette, by accident we appeared. I'm saying accidentally like this, for Srila Guru Maharaj 100th year anniversary.
Right.
The third song called Vitrala is the highest taste when Mahaprabhu was tasting that nectar when he was separation from Lord Krishna. And oh Govinda, without you the world is unfulfilled, clothing my eyes like rain and the moments in life. That is the highest realization of separation, union in separation. We made a song, we get actually a song from our Srila Guru Maharaj. If we get the chance to make this song, I would like to make a video clip, but to support this song to get the chance worldwide knowing this song. Because Mahaprabhu's words in there, Mahaprabhu left us on 8 slokas in this material world to us, but that was the highest from him. And now we can distribute these highest things to average people, to general public. We have to be careful, very carefully dealing with this project.
Right.
But I'm trying to do it. Yeah. I hope by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya and my Guru Govinda Maharaj, we can make this very nice way.
Okay, then please say hello to Russian devotees.
Jai Guru Jai Nitai Gaur Haribol. I wish you all the best. You are work for it and you will get it. Definite. Jai Guru. Dandavat to all the devotees.
Very nice.
Jai Guru Jai. Now I'm taking the picture of his.
Of Russian devotees.
Yes.
Это вид сверху. Матхи. Рядом с комнатой Шридхара с вами Махараджа.
Как наступает момент инициации. Перед инициацией. Да, полностью. Агар Махараджа. Все очень просто.
Он же падал, ну да. Он мог себя решать, сам судья, он скажет, дальше.
Да. Где он реклама ходит? Знаешь, ты?
Это там война. Я вон живу, а на Джагнатху здесь. Как бы я мыслил съездить. А я раз на свете. А ты купом на университет. На кого я не там на. А тут.
Excuse me? It's from beyond.
So I am right. You have. Sri Chaitanya Prabhu Jagannath Vallabha Prabhu. This is Panchadattane. Has got dash Panchadattane Bhagam. That's a lot of Panchadattane. The temple was said, not the Sundar was dressed, not the Panchadattane. And first and treasure was lunch. Right, then around them. So, most society is trust in an interior of the start. Then you can try the eyes one has and which is this when all those are best. That Mahamantram I have got on my wired. As I suggested, you to be say Mahamantram. And Mahamantram is also set 7 months that are the position to it. That the mother she also grown about it. By his order, I am giving that Mahamantram free. I used to which play them the Mahamantram to it. It is descending to the shore. Descending at the moment, is as long as she said you should be chased to bears that's in a whole area. And this is that Mahamantram Hari Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is Mahamantram. It shines from 3 degrees with mouth and Japan and small sheep. This Mahamantram chant without orphans and rehab. That's the guy. I thought Mahamantram supposed to connect you через большой будет маленький, потом разворачивается и повторяет дальше. Повторяй и будь счастлив. And 10 kinds of orphans. It is English. The memorize. The Russian meditation. Logically, is this discovery is career that we yes, we have one in Russia. When you work on must will be a dream, but it's not Christian, they're saying yes. What are they now? No, 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 we're going challenge the father everyone. Down to Jagannath Vallabha Prabhu, not just my see everyone. He is also turning on this con, things really on the line. How first on the body shall do not go zero. Offer the church, again, not how can typical one has nothing with hands. We and then it. Stay on through. Yo, you already made up to Tu ciągle i tu ciągle związane z moimi myślami, a tu ciągle das, a tu Posledně mám to tady ještě vzpomněl a tom způsobem už se rozhodnout. Mám tam můj. A nevíš Krishna, Chandra means Krishna. No, Chandra se jmenuje, že no máme paralel, jen si ten Chandra. Paralel jsou, because nemá Это пан читает до читания. Сначала поставишь что-то имя, кланяешься, чапаешь, блондик. Hãy chant Hare Krishna Maharaj, the Vidwan Raya God, Hare Maharaj, the much more beginning, and you are a new sincerity, listening to Guru Maharaj. Maharaj is this Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. This long dragon without friends, without friends. They'll chant Mahamantra and that's why it says the highest one go. And of all of them the best. Это высшая всех существующих правил на Земле. Поэтому она произошла через цветоученическую деятельность, там нет. И я даю русскому Гуру Махараджу, я передаю и тебе. Поэтому повторяй ее, ты будешь повторять и будешь счастлив. Там довольно. Повторять можно без старайся избежать без оскорблений, которые зачислены в мир. There's 10 kinds of them to explain in English. Эти 10 оскорбления объяснены в Библии. Maharaj can запомни, как повторяй ночью. No, you what his name? Jagannath Vallabha. He wants to just belong. It goes. We have to take that. I will do that. You get John. Hey, and then you put a long Lion. Hey, now Mariah. His regularly explanation. Now, he now Muhammad God looked up in bed. Boom. Hitch. Pitching in this 100 words, we are challenged. I'm not going to sing anything. Then we will not be lost himself. Continuity. Описывали тринадцатый парень, что воздушная манта передана лучшая манта, когда мы существовавшие. И тот человек, который распространяет эту манту, дает, является саду. Одно из самых главных оскорблений — никогда не оскорблять саду святых. Старайтесь не оскорблять святых. This way, 10 kinds of offerings. Yeah, that elderly Bengals as the English present in Honolulu.
Таким образом, на этой книге содержатся цитаты, да, писаний, которые объясняют на Бенгале, на английском языке все эти оскорбления, которые нужно избегать.
The holy name of Krishna and the divine service with the ideal channel of all present divinity. The name is Krishna himself. With all of sunstars and living nectarine extasies. The name is called Lord of Jagannath. And when you think like it, like any object of necessarily doesn't work.
Самое имя не отлично от Кришны, и оно постоянно присутствует в океане духовного витания.
The name is pure, unadulterated by Maya. The name is eternally stable. Yes, eternally transcendental and never subject to any material reality.
Это имя полностью свободное и чистое. Оно никаким образом не касается никаких материальных оскорблений. Оно никаким образом не принадлежит никакому материальному воздействию. Оно мимо
Because there is no difference whatsoever between the name and the game.
Потому что на духовном плане есть разница между именем и личностью. Имя и личность — это одно и то же. Тем самым имя является самим Кришной.
And the name evil chat with dull companies. Evil in your heart.
Когда вы будете повторять это святое имя без оскорблений, это имя явит себя само в вашем сердце, вы увидите.
And you will get that full-fledged, renounced service.
Когда вы получите полную бессмертную, вы поймете, что есть на самом деле служение святому имени.
Hare Krishna. This is the name of Radharani and Krishna.
Харе Кришна — это в этом слове присутствуют два имени — Радхарани и Кришна.
We are praying as the root of calling to Radha Krishna. Means check treat my heart.
И мы молимся, Радхи и Кришне, пожалуйста, займите место в нашем сердце, прими наше сердце.
And the Paridam and the all the environment and all those Krishna's hands doing all from.
И таким образом, когда это сердце, когда это имя приходит в наше сердце и сияет там, все негативное, люди уходят само собой из сердца, и сердце говорят сама. Сердце находится через состояние.
And every day try to chant as much as possible, Bimal sitting down, and when it is very much deeply engaged, or else chant.
И каждый день повторяйте это святое имя. Старайтесь повторять долго его, от 12 кругов. Но если у вас не будет времени, хотя бы как минимум занимайтесь это, повторяйте 4 круга.
You come from so far, and it's much different from that. Then I'm trying as possible to establish also consciousness into your heart.
Мы пришли с другой стороны, из глубоких тулов. И я от всего сердца стараюсь каким-то образом, чтобы в вашем сердце установилось вот это духовное сознание Кришны.
And all the expressive charm, beauty, love, everything existing in consciousness. And it is like there by the mercy of my realization.
И гармония, счастье, любовь — все присутствует в духовном сознании. И Я верю, что милостью Гуру Махараджа вы все получите. Это мое благословение вам обоим. Jai Chaitanya Prabhu ki jai. Jai Lakshmi Mai ki jai. Jai Sri Bhakti Ananda Sagar Maharaj ki jai. Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Agata Bhakshamandali ki jai. Om Swami Jai Guru Maharaj Om Srila Govinda Maharaj ki jai. Haribol. Mark, maybe you can say 1 or 2 words for Russian justice now, because it's from environments. Yes. Because they, I don't know what to disturb you, but this very nice environment, maybe we make like a video letter. You give them your yes to Srila Prabhu, to Tara, to Sanatan Prabhu, and please talk about ours together. The agency will close the letter. Maybe several hours get started, but one hours can say something or yes, I was trying to see many questions that don't mean it. I just want them to say something to Russian devotees. There's something that here public programs, right? Preaching, right? And use down to the right. Well, we actually have every week that one week we have a program for preaching. Not so much preaching is for all devotees. We're now restoring, as you said, we're restoring all devotees. So trying to put them together. Not so much to the public. Many people already know about Krishna consciousness. I'm very happy to get that. Yeah. I also I enlightened by material science so much. And now they are interacting with Krishna consciousness. They have much possibility. And they discover many things in material matter. It is them try, they will profit, they will happily. It will give you Krishna consciousness. And that period in Russia, and you are all joined. The period has come now. And you are all joined and given nourishment. Yeah. It is making me very happy. And the Father is making. And anything you want to say, Lord, to our devotees there, Srivas, Tara, Shiva, when they are Shiva, and they are devotees. And that is super happiness for all good travel. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu becomes shown, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu shown us, he becomes devotees. And all the devotees, like Srivas Pandit, like Madhavan Pandit, Nikunla Datta, everybody was very happy and they are praying with Krishna. Why he gave us this Nivai Pandit as a devotee. Then now I can happily preach our conception, Krishna concept. Everywhere that is Nivai Pandit is a praying in this community. This way they found their attitude. And we are also feeling like that very happiness. That the devotee they are steadily, continuing, maybe smaller, maybe big, a program in Russia. In the name of Guru Maharaj, it is more exalted and more important. Philosophically, Guru Maharaj existing in the highest consciousness. No one can compete with Guru Maharaj. This is stated. All the scriptures, that it is written in the scriptures. And Mahaprabhu himself told Prabhupada himself, Prabhupada himself that
Once I was there, everybody. And then you try to follow. So Srila Maharaj gave me great. And when I get praise and to the greatest medicine, I straight up the line. And that maybe really, but later on, all the devotees of Sri Chaitanya they will never respect this much. And that concept right now in Russia. So you, recently I asked you, you represent Russia, then you will get highest the benefit and blessings that Sri Maharaj and all the devotees they are also interested as they will spread it. So it tries to spread it the community of Russia. So
Actually, Maharaj Srila Maharaj is so high that even before we came, Srila Saraswat can say, people already knows who is Srila Maharaj.
Yeah.
But they never met any bona fide representatives.
and more than good, we won't expect. We don't expect it. They immediately will be connected to Russia. Before I tried to send two persons, one to Maharaj Jagannath Vallabha, but he come back from Germany. Cannot expect Russia. Then I told the Sri Goswami, who composed all my books. Not composed, on fire much. And that Sri Goswami was telling me, yes, Maharaj, let's try. And he also tried somewhere. But successfully, you, the Jagannath Vallabha Prabhu, and with Srila Bhakti Maharaj, and little help from myself. What you have done there, very nice preachings and I created there. And Srila Saraswat went there and you have many things, and my that God, many things. And I am also in each and here, especially when it will be possible. And by the means, yes, also the myself try to help that way to my Russian thing. Yeah.
Actually, everything happened only by your grace. Yes, because we did not even make any arrangements to master when we came. Yeah. It is only by your mercy, because when we came, we did not know where we're going to stay, who we're going to speak to, how the program going to go. So it was not my management, it was just your grace. When we came, we had immediately the orders to master us, give us place, program, everything. So it is by your grace.
My will go and always, my fingers always treat them. And I'm not going to when you're telling the public. That's having me telling the public's great. That's here. Yes. Otherwise, it was not possible. Now I have seen some photos. In front of them only, they are also chanting origin from Mahaman. Which way to be possible? That Mahaman's not so collective. Think us like truly. But there we are seeing, we walk in that tangle. It's put your comments, Chinese. All over the world now chanting Mahaman. And it was restricted in Russia before. Then now, Russian people also they are dancing, chanting Mahaman. It is so difficult and fortunate. News for us. We have not seen that, but we are still going to go there. And they are praying with them. They are chanting on it before. Then, but we can't say the one day all the whole world will chant, and then this origin comes. The necessity without option is to do that. Then it is already kept. I quit. Otherwise, it will be late. Now, why we shall give that chance to die, to feel it, to be it. And the process is very nice. Not to disturb this environment, not to disturb others' mind. And that is possible in its formula. There are the Vishwamichena, the ruling of Sharishna, Amalina Maldena, Trinity of Shara, and it is able to chant that it was Mahavanja without disturbance and without disturbing the environment and without offense. That Krishna must live it in their heart. It is like living matter. It is a living matter. Our soul is you are living entity, and everything is transcendental. Coming from transcendental world. That is why we not to connect with that transcendental world. It is very increasing, only necessary to connect. Yesterday I told she had turned the story generation. She was starting of generation. First necessary something to do. Then when it will get its own momentum, then not necessary. You will generate itself. The millions and millions of this. That is infinite. World is infinite. That transcendental world. Kanta, Parama Buncha, Kolabudarmu, Kuma, Uli, Tinta, Midana Mayan, Tony Vanidam, Padana, Governor of the Policy, Kirananda, too. And nice and high. For a moment, how good, how nice. And we are so ecstatically beautiful. Aesthetically beautiful. And everything is existing within full lovely consciousness. There are only love. There is only the negotiable, connected, the position of Krishna. So far as possible, we shall try to help. You do that.
सब जैसे नहीं जा पाया करें
मुझे पता लगा आपके खाते रखे थे हमारा कितना ले गया बस आदमी सोचता है कि सब बेटी अल्लाह में जाते हैं देश में जगह जगह लिखा रखा है तो हेलो
हमारा वो एकदम नहीं
बाबू आकिराम वाला एक बार दूर स्कोर कर
आप क्या
Oh no. You don't know what is good for you. They think okay, good guy. Balu one. So do that the Mama, consider the दूसरे के the state. You very lost. You do not know what is good for you.
No.
Decimal finish. Света, блин, перспектива заняться духовной жизнью, да, серьезно? Вроде бы. Я только определился с одной жизни, что мне нужно. Две вещи я четко знаю. Нет, деньги у меня так здесь не стоит. Ну, да, это проблема такая есть, конечно. В последнее время всё. Я знаю, что четко мне нужно. Духовная практика. То есть я должен заниматься этим, как бы неплохо не было. Понимаете? Ну, а все остальное это прилагывается. А так заниматься, я сам не знаю, чем заниматься в жизни. Что-то не заснял этого бабу я. Вот здесь сейчас можешь снимать. Баба не успел ничего сделать, я заснял его. Харе Кришна! Это ночной Вриндаван. Это эксклюзивное интервью, данное прямо с велосипеда. Харибол, Харибол. Ты, красавчик. Я... Слушайте, интересно показывать будет, что тут, брякушки всякие, да, это? Все выключает. Человек думает, да, с Иисусом. Она вдолбана, не надо, сейчас с Иисусом идет. Саня не вернется. Ну, вот делал помочь. Баба? О? Баба? Да-да. А? Да-да.
Hello.
Ну что, мы будем закрыты, что ли? Давай зайдем в Кингуд.
As we develop positively and see the environment the correct way, we see that the environment is friendly, like, and is actually helping us. Now, somebody actually reflects upon that, they can understand that is really basic Vaishnava teaching. If they don't have that conclusion or that realization in their own spiritual life, they're not really understanding or not really acting on the platform of being Vaishnava. They're acting or living in a superficial way. And I feel that many people, even today within ISKCON, they read the books of Srila Maharaj, maybe not openly, but they're reading those books and they're appreciating his conclusions. And like this, there are so many teachings. I mean, anybody who is opinion this book, for instance, Loving Search for the Lines Early. There's nothing that you can really add. I mean, it's so beautiful. Right. And it shows the basic idea, talk what he used to say, Atato Brahma Jigyasa, that everyone is, that it is the nature of a living entity to inquire. But when Srila Maharaj presents, for instance, in the book, which was based on Srila Maharaj's conversations called the Search for Sri Krishna, Reality the Beautiful. There, and Srila Govinda Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Maharaj is Guru Maharaj is a successor in the President Acharya here at the Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math. As he's explained, that book, Search for Sri Krishna, it actually gives Sambandha, Avideya, and Prayojana all together, just practically in the title. Sambandha means our relationship, and Avideya means the practice that we follow in order to be able to realize that relationship, and Prayojana means the goal. And the goal is ultimately love of God. And so the search for Sri Krishna gives us our relationship with the Lord. It also gives us practice, and it gives us the goal.
Right.
Intimated within that title. But from there, that's one side of it. That's the Tato Brahma Jigyasa, how we're all looking for the meaning of rasa in our life. We're eternal and conscious living beings, but what are we eternally conscious of? Ultimately, Krishna, he's the source of all rasa, all relationships. So we're looking for a relationship with Krishna. But when Guru Maharaj presented the loving search for the lost servant, then it gives the other side how actually the Lord is looking for all the souls lost within this world. But if somebody sees her, even the physical presentation of that book, Loving Search for the Lost Servant, the way it's laid out, the way it's presented, is so beautiful. And there's so many references to the deep realizations of Srila Rupa Goswami. When somebody begins to hear about how Srila Guru Maharaj is presenting the real flow of the Rupa of the line, it has an effect of practically nectarizing his heart, or changing his heart so completely. But these are the things that I feel that devotees who are trying to advance, they're looking for these things. And it's not being done in an artificial way, as if, as I've heard sometimes people say negatively, they are trying to present themselves as on the platform of rasa, etc. No, and the idea is that Srila Maharaj, when the devotees were approaching him, it was at a very advanced stage in his life. He was a very mature person. I mean, when he left this world, he was 93 years old. Right. And he was appreciated during the time that he was here, not only by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, but by all of his God brothers, and appreciated by Srila Prabhupada himself for what he said, what he had to give. So how can the devotees possibly think that they will not benefit by contact with such a soul? I mean, the nature of this speaking, the nature of Srila Maharaj himself is that he's a very sweet person. Or he's a very, he has the interest of the devotees in his heart. That is what his heart is really about. He himself carries that message of the Lord, that he's concerned about the devotees, that he wants to help the devotees. And how can anybody possibly lose by having contact with such a Vaishnava?
Well, let me ask you another question. You have lots of personal association with Srila Maharaj. What do you really, what stays in your mind? Like, many people say certain things about Srila Prabhupada. What catches your heart, and what stays in your mind?
Well, let me qualify this a little bit. That actually, when I came, I had read and heard the teachings of Srila Maharaj, and heard from some of his disciples, like Srila Bhakti Sagar Maharaj, who's my friend for 20-some years. We've known each other intimately for a long time. And other persons like Bhakti Sundar Goswami Maharaj, Bhakti Kushamachar Maharaj, all who had a relationship with Srila Maharaj. But when I came here, I had the good fortune to contact Srila Govinda Maharaj, who's our present Acharya. And he actually was also one of the reasons that Srila Maharaj gave his teachings and himself to the world, in particular the Western world, because of Govinda Maharaj's influence and Govinda Maharaj's desire for Guru Maharaj to spread his realization and help the devotees. At that time, some devotees were having difficulty with the way things were going, in the world Vaishnava movement.
That was in the 70s, right?
Yeah, that was in the late 70s, and then the 80s also, and especially in 81 from there on. But they approached, and Govinda Maharaj, he asked Guru Maharaj to help, and Guru Maharaj also felt that Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswat Math had asked him to preach in the West, and he felt by helping the disciples of Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktivedanta Swami, that he would be fulfilling that instruction of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. But that wasn't just given himself; it was also due to Srila Govinda Maharaj's influence, because he and Srila Guru Maharaj have such a deep and intimate relationship. For Srila Govinda Maharaj was with Srila Maharaj for 42 years here in the lot. And he asked that Srila Guru Maharaj would take some responsibility for the Western devotees. And Guru Maharaj said, well, if I do so, I'm old now, and I may pass away at any moment. So if I go, who will carry on the help? Guru Maharaj talked about relief work. He wanted to provide not just work, not just some propaganda work to attract new people and to, print new books and open new temples, but he wanted to help those people who were already practicing devotees. And he talked about that relief work. So he said, who will carry on that relief work? And Srila Govinda Maharaj promised that he would continue with Srila Maharaj's work after Srila Maharaj left. And so Guru Maharaj, Srila Maharaj, he felt that was to him very inspiring. And he gave his assistance to those persons.
What can you, we're losing our life every moment. What can you say to our Russian devotees? Anything particular message?
Well, the relationship between Russia and India has always been a very close one. I've been coming here since 1971, and I know that the relationship that you see between India and Russia is always been a tight and friendly one. So I would say to those Russian devotees, they should take the best of what here in Varsha, here in India, the best that there is to offer, and that is Srila Maharaj's mission, and then they should approach the person of Srila Govinda Maharaj. That will give them, ultimately, why do all these things happen? Because now I feel that in Russia they're in a position to get the best that the Vaishnava acharyas have come to give, and the very essence, the deep realizations of this line, and that will inspire them, both their intellect and also their heart. Because Guru Maharaj, Srila Maharaj, is a deeply intellectual person, as is Srila Govinda Maharaj, and also not just based on the head, but on the deep convictions of the heart as well. And when I feel that when the Russian people come in contact with those realizations and stop listening to just the words that are being said in terms of debate as to what is the value or what is not the value, but when they see for themselves and taste for themselves, then they'll become captivated. They'll really see. These people, they're not superficial. The Russian people are not superficial. Let them look for themselves. Let them look into the books of Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Govinda Maharaj. Let them listen themselves, and they will become convinced. I am sure of that. This relationship has that deepness. They'll appreciate. There's no need to ask them, to debate what is the taste. They can taste for themselves.
Very nice. Sundar Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Yo, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, 1969. Did you ever have personal association with Srila Prabhupada? What was your service? What was the reason?
My service?
Yeah.
One time I got to install a buzzer underneath his desk.
Okay.
That was very nice. He appreciated that. I could see his smile. I ran Spirit Sky for a number of years, the incense company in Los Angeles.
Oh, the incense company, Spiritual Sky.
For a number of years.
Okay, and now let me ask you questions. Some people say, some old Srila Prabhupada disciples say, when they see Govinda Maharaj, he reminds them of Srila Prabhupada. Is that real truth or just an impression of some sexual people? Because Govinda Maharaj sometimes reminds Srila Prabhupada
Like a son reminds one of its fathers.
right.
And there's no question. He says openly that Srila Prabhupada is his Shiksha Guru, page 1.
Right.
And he spent his study of Bhagavad Gita on Srila Prabhupada.
Right.
And he has the preaching spirit of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada was what he calls a desperate preacher. Whereas Srila Guru Maharaj characterized himself as a back-pushing man, that he would rather stay in one place. He traveled a great deal for Srila Bhaktisiddhanta and preached widely. But after the disappearance of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, he did not want to do that so much. But Govinda Maharaj, even in his youth, was engaged by Srila Prabhupada in distributing Bhakti Gayad magazine. Well, the first issues of Bhakti Gayad magazine were distributed by Srila Govinda Maharaj. So, as Jagannath Maharaj was explaining, I think my feeling is, and some has been revealed, but more will be revealed, that the mission for preaching in the West was hatched during the 12 years that Srila Prabhupada hosted Guru Maharaj and Govinda Maharaj in his house in Calcutta, Evangeli Lane. So I think that there's a great deal of similarities. I'll tell you one intimate story. When he was in San Jose, we were reading Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita and Srila Maharaj's Bhagavad Gita. And they are based on different commentary. And one verse is interpreted one way and one is another. So Govinda Maharaj was saying, I am disciple of Guru Maharaj, so I must take this line. However, my heart is with Swami interpretation of that verse. So, in many ways, he is Prabhupada's first disciple. And I think my feeling is there's, you can't say there's no difference in the teachings.
Right.
Because it's all personal and individual. But it's the same. There's no contradiction in the teachings.
Right.
There's we hear the same vibration. We hear the same sympathetic chords, and I don't know how I could have been nourished in my spiritual life had I not gotten the grace of Guru Maharaj and Govinda Maharaj. So I feel directed here by Srila Prabhupada.
Well, let me ask you a question. There are many sincere people who already know something about Krishna consciousness, and they're looking for a spiritual master or they're looking for spiritual guidance. What would be suggestion to these people? Because they don't already know much about history